So today I explored Amazon Bedrock Agent Core, and as part of this recording, I'm going to share what I have explored so far. So this is the documentation page for Amazon Bedrock Agent Core. In summary, Amazon Bedrock Agent Core automates the deployment of agents on AWS, and those agents can be created using any framework. It can be LangGraph, Crew AI, Strands agents. This service is similar to agent engines in GCP. The idea is how we can uh, some of the boilerplate infrastructure related uh, part of agent development, uh, how that can be automated so that developers can only focus on the business logic part of the agent, right? So to create Bedrock, the agent core, the first thing that I did is I followed the permission for agent core runtime. So first of all, like I need to create a role, and that the role needs access to ECR, because what happens is when you um, automate that deployment using agent core, right? It first dockerizes the agent code into a Docker image, pushes it to AWS ECR. From there, it deploys into the agent runtime in agent core, and then exposes it as a API, right? That's why you need ECR access. Then you need CloudWatch access because the logs go to the CloudWatch. And this is beautiful, right? Because your telemetry or logging is also now integrated. And then you need access to the Bedrock invocation, the invoke models. Right. So the Bedrock, that's why like this part is here, right? And that is what I also coded in. If I go to the IAM, I created this role using, so this is the role that I created, um, right? This is the policy that I just showed you in that page. And then I created a trust relationship so that the agent core, Bedrock agent core, can assume that role. After that, let me go to PyCharm. I created a very simple Strands agent, which is a customer support agent. You are a helpful customer support assistant. When provided with a customer email, gather all necessary info and prepare the response email. When asked about an order, look for it and tell the full description and date of the order to the customer. Don't mention the customer ID in your reply. This is the system prompt. Then I gave it a tool to get the customer ID, gave it a tool to get the orders. Then getting the knowledge base info is a tool, right? And this is where I instantiate the Bedrock Agent Core app and instantiate the agent, the Strands agent, giving it the system prompt and the tools. This is the entry point for the Agent Core app, right? Where invoke is a function that wraps around the interaction with the agent. And then I have the app.run, right? Once I have it, then, okay, so there is a requirements.txt. I pip install this Strands agents, Strand agent tools, Bedrock Agent Core, and Bedrock Agent Core starter toolkit, right? After that, like I ran the Agent Core configure command. So after you do pip install of this, right, you should be able to do an Agent Core configure. The entry point is my customer support.py, and this is the ARN of the role that I just showed. So this is the role, right? If I, so this is the ARN of the role. This is what I'm giving here. So once I configure it, it creates three files. So first, I'll show you those files, but it is asking me now, where is your ECR repository URI? If I don't give my own, like it will create, auto create one. Then it says it has detected the requirements.txt. That is a dependency file, which is good. Then it's asking, do you need an OAuth authorizer? I'll say no. And then finally, it creates three files. One is this YAML. This YAML says what is the name of the agent, entry point for the agent, the execution role of the agent, right? These are all the things that I have given. Um, and then if you see some other things are null, this will get populated when I launch it. Even the ECR repository will be null for now, right? But as I launch it, this YAML file will get further populated. It creates a Docker file as well, right? Where Python 3.11 is pulled, copy everything in the current directory, but respects whatever I have in the Docker ignore, which is also auto-created. Then it installs the packages from the requirements.txt. AWS region, it has taken it from my AWS credential, this file here that I already have. And then it installed OpenTelemetry. And then finally, it is running customer support. Right, it exposes customer support um, in the agent runtime, right? So now after it is created, now I'm ready to launch it. Now, before launching, I could have done a local testing also, right? Local testing, you can local without pushing it to um, AWS. You can do a local testing. For it, that you need either Docker or Podman. My Docker, for some reason, is giving me some problem. That's why I was not able to uh, explore it with local. I'm trying to fix that bug, right? But when you do a local, it will put it into the Docker and then you can locally test it. But now I'll directly launch it on AWS. So when I do an AgentCore launch, this is now, okay, so this is where it is creating the Docker image and pushing it to the ECR. Once it is done, you will see if I go here in my ECR, and it is in my AWS West region, right? So if yeah, so it created this repository for me, right? It created that repository and now it is deploying into agent runtime. It has deployed and it created a Cloud Watch log group also for me, right? So if I go to agent core now, you will see that I have it running now, right? This is where it created for me, right? We'll come back here later and then we'll create an endpoint and then see how we can run it, right? But I wanted to show one more thing. If I go to CloudWatch, I should see the CloudWatch log group. Am I in US West? Yes. So log group, it created. So our log group is 66NZ 3 right? Yeah, this is the one it created, right? And here I should have some runtime logs, right? And these are kind of, I think, health checks happening, right? So yeah, so this log group has been created. Now I'm ready to run this, use this agent, right? So for that, let me copy a code from here. So let me copy this and right. So let me create a folder called tests. And under that, I will create a customer test. Okay, let me copy this. So, okay, so what is happening here is, okay, so before that, let me get the ARN, right? So if I go to the agent core and click on agent runtime, click on customer support, it gives me the Python code, right? So this is the ARN that I need, right? So let me copy this. And in my response, let me change this, right? So I need an endpoint, right? And the client is actually agent core client. So I'm creating a Bodo3 client with Bedrock Agent Core as a service. I'm running in US West too, right? I'll change the prompt later on, right? So, and then I need an endpoint name, right? So I will create an endpoint. I can say my endpoint, right? This is my endpoint, right? Let me create this. So this my endpoint. This is what I'll plug in here now. It is ready. And now I'm ready to get a response, right? So the input text I'll say, what are the, let me look at the code once. So it actually, if I say what is the mm, get order, right? Okay, let me see. What are the orders for customer ID 123? So this is input text, right? Input text goes here, and then I am parsing the response that it gives, right? So let me run this. Let's see what it gives me. Yeah, here are the orders of customer, order details. 1234, smartphone, right? So it is actually working. The customer has one order containing a smartphone along with its accessories, right? So it is calling the tool, right, that I gave it, right? This tool here and giving me this response, right? So that is how we can use Agent Core to automate the deployment of the agents as a service in a serverless type of approach in agent runtime, which is this here, agent runtime. This is where it gets deployed. And then through the Python program, I'm calling that agent where I'm giving the ARN of the agent runtime, endpoint, and this is where I'm passing the payload to get the response back. And that's all I wanted to show as part of this exploration. I'm going to explore the other parts of Agent Core also now. Thank you.